If you saw this sign on your drive home from the grocery store, would you stop? And if you saw this sewing machine next to the sign, would you pick it up and bring it home?
I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and this is the vintage sewing machine I found by the side of the road. I was on my way back from running errands and saw the sign, saw the sewing machine out of the corner of my eye, and immediately found a safe place to turn around and double back. And I don't think I even looked at anything else they had out there on their free pile. I just looked at the pretty vintage sewing machine. I only checked that it had its foot pedal and its electrical cords, and then it was in my car because it was at the end of a long day of running errands. I was exhausted, but I wasn't going to walk away from it. And I had it in my head that I was going to clean it up and plug it in and see what it did, but time has passed, and today's the day we're going to see if this thing even actually works. I did check the cords before I brought it home. I did not think to check if it had its bobbin case, but look, it's in there. I don't know if I spun the flywheel to see if the machine worked or not, but look, it turns. These are good signs. I'm a little concerned about this nylon cord by the flywheel because I know those can get stretched over time. That's what happened to my great grandma's machine, and I still haven't replaced it to get that one up and going, but I'm going to plug this in and see what it does. This is different from my other machines. These two outlets on the foot pedal, I am guessing one is for the motor and one is for the lights. I've got it plugged in. Nothing bad has happened yet. Somewhere there is going to be a... Does it have a light? Okay, that should be forward and reverse. I'm trying to remember everything I know about old sewing machines and where would the light hide? What puzzles me is I'm not seeing a light. I bet that little clicky cord is there, and okay, here's our light bulb. So the light bulb doesn't work. Not a deal breaker. Does the motor work? The motor works. Now, the next question is going to be, can I thread it and can I get it to stitch? Because so far this is looking good. I'm going to be tickled pink if I can get this thing to actually work. I have. It looks like my great grandma's machine. It is similar. Whether it is similar enough that I can figure out how to thread it is going to be another question entirely. So I am going to guess through there, around there, through there, down there, up there. Taking off my glasses so I can see the little hole that the thread goes through. Are you laughing at me yet? Because I'm laughing at me. If you're doing this, you should cut the thread first so that you're starting with a blunt end, and it would make things so much easier. That goes down through there, around that swirly thing. There's a needle in the machine. Hey, we're making progress. And I am going to guess it threads left to right. One of the few things about my new sewing machine that I really love is the needle threader. I no longer have the eyes. Well, I don't think I ever had the eyes to do this. Let's face it, I have been nearsighted forever. Come on. Might have to call a teenage boy to do this for me. Woo! She's threaded. And And to make my life easier, there is already a wound bobbin in this. Yay. I have not looked up any tutorials on this machine. I am going by memory of how Great Grandma's machine worked, which hers, I believe, was the same brand. I have Great Grandma's machine and Great Grandma's other machine and Grandma's machine and Grandma's other machine, and they all thread differently. Shall we see if it's going to sew? I have already lost my thread out of there. So thread is in, presser foot is down. Do you think it's going to do a stitch? Well, something's wrong there. Okay, so I don't know what those do. There we go. Okay, something is not right. I bet that switch should be over there. I bet that's needle position. That's width. My feed dogs are down. So feed dogs up. And well, we got the feed dogs to move. We got the needle to go up and down. And we do not have thread through the fabrics. So what have I done? It is threaded. Am I sure that bobbin thread is right? Okay, there is a bobbin, there is thread on the bobbin. We're making some massive leaps of faith here, like, is this the right bobbin for this machine? I have used one like this, and it has been so long. That just feels really tight. I want to say that you're supposed to be able to hold this and have the bobbin drop, but I don't know. This just doesn't seem right. And I will tell you that the motor of this thing absolutely stinks. So I tried to pull it up through there. I don't think that is right, but part 2 is going to be finding some YouTube tutorials and seeing if that will make a difference. Part 3 may be taking it to my quilting group. And seeing if anybody there recognizes it. Yeah, now the bobbin case is just falling out. Do you think somebody adjusted this and it's just too tight? Or I just don't have the slightest idea what I am doing? I cannot get that bobbin thread up to the top. Well, I am obviously not going to get this working today. I know there is a problem with the bobbin case. Whether that is the bobbin case itself or what I'm doing with the bobbin case, I don't know. I do have another machine that's the same brand, so one of these days I might go pull the bobbin case out of that to see what it looks like, and maybe I can put it in this one and see what happens. But what troubles me more is the needle was going up and down, and it doesn't do that anymore. So did that belt finally give up the ghost while I was fussing with the bobbin? I don't know. It's a pretty machine. I have no regrets. It was a fun experiment. I'm glad I didn't spend money on it. There may be hope for it. I don't know. For now, I'm just gonna throw in the towel and say it wasn't meant to be. This is probably a good Lesson for us all to learn that just because the needle goes up and down a couple times doesn't mean the machine actually works. And if you're going to look at machines at thrift stores or estate sales, maybe you should carry a spool of thread and a scrap of fabric in your glove compartment so that you can test them out and see what you're actually buying and if it'll work or not. I've had great luck with vintage machines. I've had this luck with vintage machines. There are a lot of things that can go right and a lot of things that can go wrong. Let me know if you see something obvious I'm missing. And thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my romantic tangle, and hopefully next time I bring home a sewing machine, it'll turn out better than this.